Hello, I'm planning to do my May spread today. It's it's May the 3rd and I haven't gotten around to do it. I thought about many different topics and I decided I want to go with a kind of witchy theme. I want to start with the May cover page. I'm going to speed this up a little bit now so you're not getting bored. So first I started out with a sketch and I wanted something that has swirls and edges and has this witchy vibe. So when I looked at the letters and how my sketch lines looked, I had to think about wood and nature, and I thought I wanted to add some plants maybe, or mushrooms, potentially also some small animals like insects. I also really wanted to include a potion somewhere, maybe in the upper part, the inside of the Y, or on the bottom. Let it hang down somewhere, but it couldn't really fit it anywhere, so I didn't include it at all in the end. After I sketched out the basic shape of the letters, I added some spooky decorations to it, but it didn't quite turn out how I wanted to, so I had to look up a previous sketch that I made of a similar thing, and this is inspired by Matt Heath. I'm gonna link him in the description. He's a really cool artist, and when you look at his art you will see what I mean. He's drawing a lot of skulls and samurais and it looks really cool. I decided to put a little mushroom on top of the letter M because I thought it's kind of cute, and I tried to add a second one as well, but it didn't work out, so I just left it like that. And then I decided to add some more spookiness by adding a spider web between the letters M and A. At this point I thought the letter Y looks a bit empty, but I wasn't quite sure what to do about it yet, so I wanted to add some more mushrooms, and this time they would be teeny tiny mushrooms that sprout out of the M, and I think they turn out really cute as well. Then I added some leaves to the A because I thought it looks a bit empty in this corner. Then I finally had the right idea what I wanted to do with the letter Y, and because I wanted a witchy theme, I decided to add a broomstick end to the letter Y, because witches. At this point I was really happy how my sketch turned out, so I decided it's time for the line art, and I did all the line art with this fine liner. It's a Unipin fine liner in the size 0.2. I can link it in the description in case you're interested. They're just normal fine liners. I mean, they're all the same. You literally don't have to invest a stupid amount of money in fine liners. Trust me, you'll run out of them. I used a lot of fine liners in my life, and there is literally almost no difference, and the only difference is really if you're using watercolor. You should look out for fine liners that are waterproof, or you can just paint over the watercolor paint when it's dried. Also, you can look out for smudge proof fine liners if you want to draw with alcohol markers, because if you want to do a line art before the coloring, you need to be very careful not to smudge the line art. After the line art was done, I went through with an eraser and erased all the leftover pencil lines. I decided I want to color this in with my Copic markers, so I picked some of my favorite colors that I thought would work well together here. Copic markers are one of my favorite art supplies ever. I have so many of them. I think I have over 70, and I used to buy a couple every month when I was when I still was in school basically, and they're so expensive, and over the years I hoarded over 70 of them, and I have all the colors that I love, and there are so many other colors out there that I still don't have. But the nice thing about Copics is that you can also blend them together and mix the colors, and also they are refillable, which is awesome, but it's all not so cheap. So I started coloring in backwards actually, and I also went in with watercolor pens. Well, watercolor pencils. What do you call them? The colored pencils. To mix the colors and make it look more broomy. The watercolor pencils blend nicely together with the Copic markers. Most likely that's not the best for the brush tip, but it works. And you can always try to clean the brush tip off on a piece of paper. I colored in the A with a cold green color, which is a very light tone, because I wanted to figure out how to layer it, and I didn't have a plan. Also, I wanted to somehow connect the colors from the letters so they wouldn't stand out too much. So I went in and colored the mushrooms on the M with blue, and put some purple lavender tone, probably a more pastel lavender tone on the left side, and then decided to go in with a light blue that I used on the mushrooms as well on the right side, and I also put some green shading in. I'm really happy how this page turned out. It's definitely a lot more effort that I put into it compared to my first April spread last month. Yeah, but I really like it. It was bleeding through onto the other side, but I kind of expected that because Copic markers, and the paper in my bullet journal is quite thin. But I'm going to stick something on here anyway. Let's move on to the weekly spread. I finished drawing all the squares with the rounded edges that I wanted to have in my weekly spread off camera, because I thought it's not very interesting. And I'm really happy how it looks, and I'm looking so forward to start using it. And then I filled in the weekdays, and that is not very interesting as well, so we are going to skip that part. And I decided to go in with a blue pen to write the dates, which I thought looked really nice. It's all really minimalistic, kind of, but still nice. And then it happened. I made a mistake. I wrote the wrong date there, so I was like, ah, shit. I need to correct this somehow. So I had the brilliant idea to color in the whole box behind the letters that I already wrote down the weekend, and I colored the whole box blue, and I thought maybe I can just go over it with a white gel pen and write the dates in on only the weekends. Luckily it happened on the weekend panel thingy. Yeah, maybe I can go with a white gel pen and write the dates in. And also I thought you can't really read anything anymore, so I outlined the letters, and I think it looks quite okay-ish. And I decided then just to roll with it and do all the weekends like that, and I'm actually quite happy how it turned out. It's kind of minimalistic, but it has a little bit of color, and it separates the weekend visually from the rest of the week, which is actually quite nice. So I might just do this next month again. Happy accidents. I love those. After I finished my weekly spread, I had a little bit of a break, but here you can see my sketch for my mood tracker, and I'm really happy how this turned out. It has so many details. I did all the line art and a little bit of the coloring off camera because it took me a long time to do the cover page and the weekly spread, so I took some time off, and while I was calling my mom I basically did the line art for the mood tracker. I even have a little goals page, sadly this bled through a little bit from the habit tracker. And I even set up my habit tracker on the 10th of the month because I could remember what I did last week. I hope. It's probably not 100% accurate, but that's okay. It's close enough. And yeah, the mood tracker. And I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, I'll upload more like this in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!